My objective is to actually get this instrument set up over the storm drain manhole. So I'm going to go ahead and just get the tripod leg set out over it. And then I'm going to try to look through the center, because a lot of times when I'm looking through the center, I can see I'm nowhere near the center of that manhole. So I'm going to try to move it a little more to get it close to being on the manhole before I put the instrument on there. All right. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the instrument on the tripod legs. And you want to secure it and tighten it down. Now this one has an optical plumb, so what I'm going to do is look through here and see where see if I can, it goes straight down on the manhole. And I see tip of the pin. So now at this point I'm pretty close to it, and I'm going to go ahead and put my tripod legs in because I can see it. Now I'm not perfect, but at least I can see the pin. Go ahead and look in. Look in there. You can keep it up. See, it's kind of close. So, all right, so we were just looking at how close it is. Now, the next step I do to make it really easier to level it is to put, using the black screws, put the bullseye right on the tip of the pin. So that's what I did. I put the bullseye right over the pin, the tip of it. Now, next thing we do is we're gonna level the instrument, but we're gonna level it. There is a small bubble right here, right on this side. It's right here. Come on around. And that's the bubble that I've got to get level. So I'm looking at that. I'm gonna zoom, I'm gonna go ahead and lower this leg. You see how it's starting to move. So if the bubble's on this side, that means you lower it. And it's moving back. Now, I can either choose to lower this one, or I could have went across . There we go. So now, as you can see, I have now got it close by just lowering or raising the legs. Now, a lot of times people don't know how to do this right. So let me show you this. I put my thumb, I'm gonna loosen it, and my thumb goes right here. And my thumb allows me to come up and go down with it. And then when I get it close, I'm holding it and I can pop it in. So it's in. Once we get to that point, we've got pretty much show the plate. Now we've got to go to the bubble on the plate up here. So it's this point across the top I'm going to get level. So I usually start with it over the black knob. And I'm looking at that. It looks pretty good. It's supposed to be inside that. And that looks pretty good. I won't do anything. That's because I got the plate pretty level. That's the whole key to making this easier for you to set up, is getting that. Then I turn it at a 90, and of course this is off, so you can see this is off. And I only have to move the one. Come on this side. And then I've got one right there, and I'm gonna move it. And now when you're doing the screws to level it, I'll tell you this. When you turn it at a 90, the only screw that you're gonna use is this one. Just the one that you did not use the first time. If you start using all of them, you'll never get it level. So when I turn it back to here, to get it level, and you have to either go in like that or out. So I'm doing both of them in. They have to go opposite directions to work. So I'm going opposite directions. So I'm either going this way or that way. And this one can go either way. You're just going to use the one. And it looks good. Last step, I gotta move it just a tiny bit. So you want to get it inside these two lines. Last step is checking over your bubble. Checking to see if you're over your point. And I'm off a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, what you do is you shift it, you loosen this, and while looking in, you move this and put it perfectly over the center. You want to be perfectly over the center, so don't forget that's your last step, is to look back through your optical plumb and make sure you're over the center. So I'm going to look back down. See how it looks. Looks good. And then what happens is might shift it off just a little bit up here because we slid it. And I'm going to check to make sure it's level again. Typically it moves it a little. That looks pretty good. This is my last check. And at that time I'd say time, and I'm set up.